Okay, so if you're anything like me, as soon as you start writing a ton of code, it starts to get hard to process. Maybe let's look at our array project.html. Look at all that code, and like mentally, that's just kind of hard to process. And so, generally, as a good practice, you don't want all of your code to be in one file. In fact, it'd be really nice if none of these functions were in this file and we could just use them. Because isn't it so much nicer to just be able to type alert without having to see up here someone who defined a function called alert? Like, we don't need to see all the code to make it work. We just want to make it run. Well, I've got good news for you. We can do that with our own functions too. So let's take these functions and move them to another file. So let's Command X or Control X to cut them, and then save that file, and then create a new file. And we're going to call this one script.js. Whenever you put .js on the end of a file, it tells it that it's a JavaScript file, which means unlike HTML, where we need to put a script tag to start writing code, in a JS file, we can just write code, write JavaScript code. So we'd say let my val equal hello. And just like that, we've created a variable. Well, let's paste in our functions here. And then to format them, hold Option Shift F or Alt Shift F if you're on a Windows. That will automatically format your code. So now all of our functions are here in our script.js file. Um, so let's just save our file and we'll go see what's running. And oh no, it says it cannot find apply to array. And if we look here, it says apply to array isn't defined. So it turns out there is one more step to this. And that is before your script tag where you wrote your code, you need to write another script tag. And here you need to bring in the file that you just created. The way you do that is you do src equals, and then you do open quotes, and then you say, where is the file on my computer? There are two ways you could type this. You could say it's in the C drive in the um, on the desktop, or you could use what's known as relative references. So rather than saying, here's the exact location on the computer, it's like giving directions from where you are. So we're in test.html. If we want to get to script.js, where is it in relation to us? Well, we are in the same folder. So if we are in the same folder, then we can just say it's in the same folder as us. Now let's say you wanted to go up one folder. Maybe it's not in array project, it's in the parent folder. Dot dot slash says go up one folder. So we would be saying from where test.html is, go up one folder out of array project and into the folder that holds array project. And then look for script.js. If we don't include that, it just says look for script.js from where we are. So if we save this and we come over to our console, we see that our code successfully worked. All of our strings have been capitalized. All of our numbers have been rounded. And then I'm going to show you a couple of caveats, a couple of things that'll break this. Um, One is that script tags run in order. Code runs from the top to the bottom. So if you use your script tag down here, it will bring your functions into your HTML file after it tries to run this. So if we save it and we go look at our code, we get to, sorry, go look at our running website, we get to see that apply to array doesn't exist. The other thing that people are tempted to try to do is they will not include that, and they will just, in this script tag, write a source and say script.js. If you do that, now nothing is running. So when you use a script tag, you can only do one thing with it. You can either bring in information from outside, in which case you would say script source equals script.js, or you can run your own JavaScript inside of it, like we have here, in which case you don't put the source tag. If you try and do both in one script, your code will stop working. So, important things, if you move your functions to an external file, then you need to bring that file in before you call your functions. If you are bringing in an external file, you must do it in a separate script tag from the script tag where you write your code that calls those functions. And that concludes this video on how to export your functions to a different file.